It's true.
You
I
know,
mean,
this
mhm.
is just how I see it.
We had a music artist here
Hmm.
last week as well. I don't know if you know friends or Harami, but he came down and he makes a lot of
Hmm.
music and he's actually a pimp.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
he thinks, he said that's his profession. He look after these women, etc. Um, and he was just like, look, women are not the same as men. Like I've got in trouble with the police many of times. There was this one time there was two women police officers. I just ran straight through them and past them. Like if it was two grown men, I had no chance.
Mm.
So in terms of certain jobs, I can agree with you. Talking about physical.
Mm.
What's your diet like? Because you look like in really good shape.
Well, I'm an athlete. I love sports and I love keeping myself fit, and I like playing golf. I was a professional boxer. I had my first fight in 2017 and I had another one in 2021. I had a knee injury, and to be honest with you, again, work, business, in my eyes, at the time it wasn't more important, but looking from it from a sensible point of view, I believed that I could make more money being an entrepreneur than I could a professional boxer. I love the sport, grew up
Mm,
boxing. However, do I believe I was good enough at the time? Yes, I did believe I was good enough, because if I didn't, I wouldn't get involved in anything. If I don't believe I can do something, and not only do I believe that I can do it, I believe I'm going to be the best.
hmm
And it's the old saying, reach for the stars. If you don't reach and you hit the ceiling, you've done all right, and you
hmm
at least you're getting somewhere.
So is that one of your hobbies?
Not anymore. Golf I play.
Golf.
Very good networking.
Okay, okay. So
I'm not very good though.
so what you meet good people on the golf
Mm.
course?
Yeah, you do. You meet a lot of people. You play with different people, and you spend 4 hours with somebody you've never spoke to in your life. Sometimes you get a bad hand in the drawer, and you get put up with some asshole. But that happens.
Wow. Okay. Did you need training for the golf?
Ah, of course. You have to work very, very, very hard. Very difficult and very hard sport. I go for a lesson every now and again, but again, it's all for nothing too serious. All pleasure.
Yeah. I've tried to play top golf and it's bloody hard.
It's
That
a
that
hard
little
game.
thing
It's
just to
hard.
have that
It's
swing
hard.
tight.
It's hard. It's hard.
Tell us more about the boxing side.
In what sense? What do you want to know?
A little bit more about, what boxing has taught you.
That teaches you an awful lot. What that taught me, first and foremost, is discipline. Taught me discipline, and that also helps the entrepreneur. Discipline, knowing what you can have, knowing what you can't have, knowing what you can spend money on, knowing what you can't spend money on, knowing what you can do, and knowing what time you got to go to bed. All these things are what make a good entrepreneur. The same as what would make a good athlete, make a good entrepreneur. A good diet would make a good entrepreneur. A good sleeping pattern, a good routine would make a good entrepreneur. All these things help, I believe.
Definitely. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What would you have liked to have accomplished?
You know, I've been asked this question an awful lot before on podcasts, and I actually find it a very difficult question to answer, because there's genuinely no limits where I'd like to be in 10 years, and I don't see any limits. I don't see any boundaries why I can get to. If I don't get to, so as it stands at the moment, I'm number 75 on the Sunday Times under 30s rich list. When you get to with 10 million, um, when you get to 30, I think it becomes 300 or 750 million. So I suppose I'd like to get to 750 million before I'm 30. So then I can end up in the big boys Sunday Times
Mhm.
rich list.
Tell me the relationship with your father.
Yeah, it's good. Or if we're not talking about work or talking about earning money, we don't, it's not really much of a conversation. Or if it starts off not about that, like if it starts off not about work or money or what's going on with the businesses, uh, there's not much of a conversation at all, really. But however, we enjoy it. We both like it. We have
Hmm
many, many, many debates. Um, but yeah, well, it's a very good relationship. Though I love him very, 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 very much. I'm sure he loves me very much. I'm sure he's very proud of me. I'm very proud of him. He's done very, 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 very well. I wish he would listen to me some more. It's the tables are turning now. I try to explain this to him. I've listened to you for the first half of my life. I'm young, I'm fresher. You listen to me. I'll tell you.
Do you know what? Like, want to go a little bit deeper into this, Alfie, because I've got a good relationship with my father, and
Mhm.
he's got his property portfolio. I've got my property portfolio. If I'm talking about property or on something I'm looking at or buying, his ears goes up, he lights up,
Mhm.
he's ready to talk.
Mhm.
But it was even like on Father's Day, I take him out for a meal and just want to just have a normal like, you right, Dad? Yeah, good. It's just be like short, sharp. My mum, different character, you know.
Mhm.
All right, Sean, what's happening? This, that, other. Oh, that looks nice. Dad is just very old school, you know. If it's about business, we'll talk. A couple of little things, but I don't really have that sort of relationship where
Mhm.
my dad, like, sometimes we would go to the pub together or in a friend circle, he'll switch it up. He'll change it. Like, that's my boy. Yeah, we're cool. But it's just me and him alone. It's like silent in that room, you
Mhm.
know? And it can be a bit like knife edge sometimes. And it's just like, why can't we just like be a bit friendly and just friends and just chill out, man? Like, I'm I'm a lot older now, you know, you're
Mhm.
getting older. Like,
Yeah.
why can't we just switch off? Like,
That's right.
do you ever feel like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you know what? You've explained it extremely good. Me and my dad, there's as much as I just said that I loved him, there's no lovey-dovey relationship. Everything's very straight and blunt, straight to the point. No messing around. You know what I'm saying? And from what you've just
Mhm.
said, that's pretty much the same as your dad. There's no joking and fooling around.
Yeah.
It's serious. You want to talk serious, we talk. If you want to joke,
Mhm.
it's very minimal. If
Mhm.
you want to have a laugh and a joke, do you know what I mean? After the laugh finishes, straight back to business.
Can you hug your dad?
Yeah, yeah, we do, but it's very rarely. Usually, when there's been some sort of achievement or accomplishment, down to business.
Hmm. I want to talk to overall of your life.
Mhm,
Loads of things happen. You come through dead ends, challenges,
mhm, mhm,
etc.
mhm.
Do you remember your first house?
Where I lived or
Your
what I bought.
first, yeah, your first ever memory of the first place you were
Mhm.
lived.
I was in a caravan.
Okay, so all right, cool. So you're walking. So I want to take you back in time.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I suppose it's in some sort of park. Is
Mm-mm.
it? Where was the caravan?
Attached to the back of a truck or.
Okay, you're walking down. You know what everything's looking like. You can see the same trees, same cars, same environment, and you're walking. And as you're walking, you come to the caravan. Yeah. So as you come to this caravan, um, I don't know if it's got a lock or not, but if it has, you reach in your pocket and you take the key, and you know exactly what color it is.
Mhm,
And you take this key and you put it in the lock, and you turn it. And as you turn the handle, you hear that same familiar click that
mhm,
you always
mhm,
heard. You go in, and you're seeing this caravan that you used to live in, and you know exactly what it looks like, but same familiar smell,
mhm,
whatever it was. And as you're walking around, it's all empty. No one's there. No one's
mhm,
there at all. And as you're walking around, you go to the place where you used to
mhm,
play. And as you're going to that area, all of a sudden, in the corner of your eye, you see a little boy,
mhm,
and he's just playing. And as you get closer, he looks up at you, and you look up at him,
mhm,
and then you realize this boy is you.
mhm.
You see this smiley little boy who's really happy playing, and he looks back at you. What are you going to tell this young boy who's you?
Well, I'd say just keep going as you're going, son. You done all right in the end. That's what I'd say.
Is there any challenges that you've been through that you just think that shouldn't have happened?
Yeah, there's been a few, but the thing is, like I say, would I want to turn back the clock or change them? No, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have the experience that I have now. Experience can't be bought. It can't be taught.
Hmm.
You can try and teach someone from somebody's mistakes, but you don't get the same feel. You don't feel it the same right. When you give you an example, when you go and buy a Rolex watch, right, and you wake up tomorrow morning, you done your research online and you've seen that this watch that you're just about to give £10,000 for is making £14,000 online. You've had the deal of the decade. Yeah? You rush and go and buy this watch. You'd ask the man, how do you want paying? I want a bank transfer. No problem. I'll send you a bank transfer right now. You take that watch. After you've got it, you realise it's 3 links short, don't have a box, and it's got not a real, not an official Rolex glass.